We're making great progress because when we started, our page looked like this. And now it looks like this. That's okay though, because we've learned everything we need in order to start building. You heard that right. This is the one where we start building.
Is it really?
Yep, this is it. In this chapter, we'll start building the first parts of our page, where we'll already learn about the many different types of elements we can find in Maglr Pro. And more specifically, we'll dive further into headings, texts, images, and buttons, and we'll learn all about their different settings and purposes. So, let's get in. I'm starting off with a blank full screen page, which I've set to 1380 pixels width and 800 in height. Safe zone has been set to 1200 and 740 pixels. Let's start with the background color. I can just select a color here, or you can also type in the hex or RGB codes directly.
Just type in the code. You don't want to cause a stir with the design team.
You're right, I'll just type in the code. There we go. Let's also save this color so I can more easily reuse it later. Let's get started with the actual content. The Add panel allows us to add practically any type of elements to our page. Think videos, buttons, charts, tables, counters, you name it. You can even embed your own code if you're into that. Time to set up our heading. I'm taking the fancy approach with some different font sizes, so I'm going to split up my heading into multiple elements. But let's start with the first one. When opening the Add panel to add my elements, we see both a heading and a text element I can drag onto my page. Be sure to use the heading element for your headings and the text element for your paragraphs and other types of text. Very important for things like SEO and accessibility, which we'll dive further into in a later course. Drag it in, double click to type, energy. Now I'll set the font size to something really big. 200? Yeah, perfect. And would you look at the font I'm using? Luckiest guy. Isn't that awesome?
Cool, dude.
You want to see something else that's cool? We can use images instead of generic text colors.
What do you mean?
Look, select the text, click the color box to bring up the menu. Now, I can set a gradient or an actual image to fill my text with. Now, let's copy and paste to speed things up a bit. I'll also set up a green subtitle above it, font size 50, rhythm, fills the life and culture. That's it for our text. Now, let's add in some images. I can add the image element from the Add panel, but I can also head on over to the Media panel on the right to drag in the specific images directly. You can drag your media straight to the canvas from your Finder as well. I've already uploaded some images to my media library, so I'll drag them in from here. We've got one of a parrot, a djembe, and a vuvuzela. Are those Brazilian?
Well, they became famous during the South African FIFA World Cup, but the origins of these types of instruments also lie in Brazil and Latin America. Yeah.
Cool, the more you know. Anyway, let's give our images a place on the canvas. I'll swap my layers around to place the djembe above energy, but behind off. Place the parrot on the Y of energy 2. There we go. Gives a cool 3D effect, doesn't it? Let's also add in this mountain image and fill the image across our canvas. Drag it down in the layers panel to make sure it doesn't cover any other elements. Okay, now that we've got our titles and images out of the way, let's finish up with a button that lets the visitors start the actual story. I'll add in a button from the Add panel. Double click to type, start the story, exclamation mark to increase our CTR. Let's set it up further. I'll also give it some rounding to make sure it fits a little better with the rest of the elements on our page. Buttons also have specific hover colors you can set, so I can set the text, background, and border colors for when my visitor hovers over the elements with their mouse. Let's set these colors to the same green color as our subtitle. And that marks the first parts of our page. Looks good so far, doesn't it?
We're off to a good start.
Cool. So, in this course, we started off with a blank full screen page. We changed its background color and then explored the available elements in Maglr Pro. We added our headings and images to finish off with a button that invites our viewers to continue reading. Let's keep this flow going in the next course, where we're going to cover scenes.